No one has sacked Lamar Jackson more than T.J. Watt. But the Ravens this year have Derrick Henry on offense. How is the Steelers defense preparing to face that two-headed monster?
Yeah, I mean, look, it is absolutely going to be a challenge. The Ravens have the top offense in the NFL for a reason. So how are they going to do this? Well, Cam Hayward said, first and foremost, the defense has to find a way to get off blocks, clog up those running lanes. We know that, right? You're going to see a lot of that run pass option, the zone read. Cam even said a typical QB drop back could turn into a run. So this is more than just the defensive line doing its part. It's all three levels of the defense staying in constant communication, mastering their assignments. I think the Steelers like their chances against the Ravens. They're 3-1 against Lamar. Derrick Henry has never rushed for more than 75 yards against the Steelers. You're feeling as good as you can going up against the league's best offense.
A win for Montage. The Spartans will clinch the section title for the first time in 12 years. They're going to rely heavily on their passing game, led by senior quarterback Trey Hopper. Snap to Brock. Going to give it to Roman Police. Roman Police puts his shoulder in and call the police. CK, I want you to take us back to the early 2000s when you were playing for the Pitt Panthers at the top of the rankings. What's it like being the hunted? Because that is the reality for Butler, who enters play on an 8-game winning streak. That's a stop for the Talbots. Ball loose. They turn it over. Tavares gives it up. Regard for the tie. Steelers training camp is officially underway here at St. Vincent College in Latrobe. Black and gold fans were out in full force to welcome the team's new additions.
Coach Capel, busy offseason for Pitt men's basketball. Bub Carrington drafted 14th overall in the NBA draft. He signed a 3-year contract extension through 2030. Just catch us all up. What's the offseason been like, and what are your expectations going into the new season?
Well, it's been busy.
Here's our next guest on GMFB Overtime from Fox 53 and 22 The Point. It's Pittsburgh's own Darren Zaslau. What up, Darren?
Yeah, what up, Darren?
Representing the 412. Guys, big week in the Steel City. Thank you so much for having me.
Darren, love the awards behind you. It means we have to take you for your word that you are a reputable source for us to be talking about the Steelers, okay? They must be feeling pretty good about themselves right now. However, the Ravens are coming to town. Put this atop the list as one of the greatest rivalries in the NFL. What's the approach for this team? What's the locker room been like? Take us into Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Jamie, look, the Steelers know, of course, that this is going to be physical. It's AFC North football, enough said. But this is also personal, especially for Steelers linebacker Patrick Queen. He talked to the media this week. He said that he was hurt that the Ravens didn't offer him a 5th-year extension last year. They gave up on him, didn't give him a contract. So in swoops Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin. The Steelers believe in him. He's made the most of the opportunity. He's number 2 on the team in tackles. He said it took him until about September to get over that breakup. But him, Deshaun Elliott, another former Raven, leading the team in tackles. What a dynamic duo that they have been.
Darren, take us back a month. We all know what it was like from our perspective, but take us inside Pittsburgh. When they're 4-2 and Mike Tomlin says we're making a quarterback switch, what was the local feel, the media feel from your perspective? Take us back.
Yeah, I think it was totally split, honestly. And I will say this. I was a Justin Fields believer, and I think that Russell Wilson has proved absolutely everybody wrong, including myself and probably the majority of Steelers fans. Look, Mike Tomlin went out on a limb. He said, that's why I'm well compensated to make decisions like this, to pick Russ over Fields. I think he's proved everybody in Pittsburgh wrong and really everyone across the country.
No, talking about quarterbacks, no one has sacked Lamar Jackson more than T.J. Watt. But the Ravens this year have Derrick Henry on offense. How is the Steelers defense preparing to face that two-headed monster?
Yeah, I mean, look, it is absolutely going to be a challenge. The Ravens have the top offense in the NFL for a reason. So how are they going to do this? Well, Cam Hayward said, first and foremost, the defense has to find a way to get off blocks, clog up those running lanes. We know that, right? You're going to see a lot of that run pass option, the zone read. Cam even said a typical QB drop back could turn into a run. So this is more than just the defensive line doing its part. It's all three levels of the defense staying in constant communication, mastering their assignments. I think the Steelers like their chances against the Ravens. They're 3-1 against Lamar. Derrick Henry has never rushed for more than 75 yards against the Steelers. You're feeling as good as you can going up against the league's best offense.
Dude, you're great. We love having you on the show. Your boots on the ground. You're there.
you know, they lose to Dallas on that Sunday night game after the rain and the delay, and you're like, all right, like Steelers. And then they go on this incredible tear. I'd almost like for you to take us there. Steelers-Ravens week is always big. Are we just speculating because we're on the NFL Network? Does this feel like it's bigger than usual, though?
I mean, 100%, right? I mean, the Steelers are off to their best start since 2020, right? This is a team that really has Super Bowl expectations. You know, and Mike Tomlin has the pieces in place. And a shout out to Omar Khan. What a job this guy has done. Look, it almost feels like a playoff game. I will say that. The Steelers will probably play it off a little bit cooler, but the fans are ready to go. Renegade's going to be rocking and rolling. And look, I think this is a pseudo playoff game for both teams.
Yeah, and Darren, you were talking about Renegade. They play every home game, and you guys got the terrible towels going. It's a cool story, too, about how, you know, they become a part of the culture going back to 2002. Can you just show us how to do this? You know, look, I've never done this before. So can you show people out there what's the proper way of doing this terrible towel swing?
All right, Akbar, that's a great question. So first of all, it is called a terrible towel, okay? Towel in Pittsburghese
Terrible towel.
is one syllable, not two. Look, Akbar, this is a three-step process, okay? The Jumbotron at Acrisure Stadium is going to fade to black. That is your cue to drop everything that you are doing, and you stand right up. Then you are going to raise your arm in the air, okay? Perpendicular to the ground, not to the outside where you're going to whack somebody in the head. Then I would recommend a counterclockwise twirl. It'll look like that. You master all three of those steps.
Great.
You master all three of those steps. That's how you achieve peak Yinzer status, a title earned.
Yinzer!
Towel.
Towel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Towel.
He dropped the towel.
No L. No L in Pittsburgh.
Throw in the towel.
Wow. Thank you so much, dude. This is awesome.
Darren, great job.
Hey, thank Yins for having me.
Thank Yins for having me. Let's go,
You got to come back and do this
Darren.
again.
Yeah,
Awesome
you're
job.
End zone right now, just get a few first downs to get him some breathing room.
Here's Clear going deep down the near sideline. Amari Jackson, did he haul it in? It looks like he did.
That was tremendous.
Lights, camera, action, Jackson.
A throw in here.
He's back in, fakes the give to Tomai. Malatek going to put it up over the middle. That ball is picked off. It's Alston. What a tremendous play by A.J. Alston. The man is everywhere. That's his 5th pick of the season. Twins left. Snap to Wetzel. Surveys the defense, puts it up over the middle. That ball is caught. For a Greater Latrobe touchdown, it's A.T. Andy Tash again. His 2nd score of the game.
You know, you kind of see the field differently and execute different plays.
Here's 1st and 10. Whipple jumps over a man, puts the shoulder down. Whipple carrying defenders across the goal line for a touchdown, Penn Trafford. How about Tasso Whipple, his 9th score of the year?
So he's searching for a shot. That's a great job, brother.
So a nice little burst here for Butler. They force another turnover. Carney, showtime.
Settle down. Listen to your coach. Move the ball.
Dahlem, open 3. A dollar bill for Julian Dahlem.
Knock it off, Mr. Zaslau. Great shot.
Central up by 16. Another turnover. Settles, saying, settle down.
Hey, Mr. Settles, give me those cookies.
Moon's going to get the first crack at the scoreboard here in the 2nd overtime. Guillory gets his own miss, kicks it out to Schmidt for the lead. He's got it. Hi again, everybody. Alongside Pine Richland Hall of Fame quarterback Kevin McCabe, I'm Darren Zaslau. Donnie Ray Blackwell is the 3rd member of our team on the sidelines. Kevin, the stakes couldn't be higher tonight. A win for Montage. The Spartans will clinch the section title for the first time in 12 years. They're going to rely heavily on their passing game, led by senior quarterback Trey Hopper. He's thrown for over 2,000 yards and 22 touchdowns, 3rd most in the Whitfield. From Mount Lebanon, it's AHN High School Hoops on 22 The Point, the new home of the CW. Tonight, it's a rivalry that needs no further explanation. It's Danny Holzer versus Joe David. It's number 1 Upper St. Clair versus number 2 Mount Lebanon. Who will reign supreme along Route 19? Hi again, everybody, alongside former Pitt basketball star, the X-Man, Carl Krauser. I'm Darren Zaslau. Thanks so much for being with us. CK, it gets no bigger than this. Both of these teams enter play tonight tied for first place atop the 6A Section 2 standings. So whoever wins will be in the driver's seat to take home the league crown entering the final week of the regular season. So CK, my question to you is this. What advice do you have for these players playing in a rivalry game like this in front of a sold-out crowd?
I would advise you to stay calm, stay poised, and let the game come to you.
That brings us to Krauser's keys to the game. First for the visiting Panthers of Upper St. Clair, entering play at 13-4 overall, 6-1 in 6A Section 2. They have to take quality shots and dominate the glass.
Hey, taking quality shots is big time. They secure the win and get the game going.
Mount Lebanon bringing in a 15-3 overall record, 6-1 in 6A Section 2 as well. They have to maintain their defensive pressure with that full court press and contain Tyler Robbins, the 6'9" big man for Upper St. Clair, averaging 12 points per game. He is a force to be reckoned with.
Hey, that defensive pressure will cause turnovers and keep the big fella out of the paint.
The last time these two teams met, Upper St. Clair won 44-39 on December the 9th. Who will get the win tonight? It's Upper St. Clair, Mount Lebanon. Tip-off coming up after this right here on 22 The Point, the new home of the CW. Here at Steelers OTAs, Justin Fields is positioned to be the backup quarterback to Russell Wilson. But that's a motivating factor for Fields this offseason.
I've enjoyed my time with them. So relationships have been growing each and every day, and just getting close and growing with them each and every day. The guys have been working hard. We've been working really hard, just trying to set the foundation right now. And getting the base off and stuff, but all of my teammates are awesome.
Just what's it been like working with Russell Wilson? Obviously, you guys have a good rapport out there from what it looks like.
Yeah. I mean, Russ has been great. Been learning a lot from him. Of course, he knows a lot. He has a lot of wisdom and knowledge from the experience he's had in the past 13 years he's been in the league. So it's great to have him in the room, and I'm learning a lot from him. So excited to just get all of the knowledge I can and just learn as much as I can.
In 3 seasons with the Bears, Fields totaled nearly 9,000 yards and 54 touchdowns, numbers he hopes to improve upon here with the black and gold. Reporting at the UPMC Rooney Sports Complex on the South Side, Darren Zaslau, Fox 53. This offseason, the Steelers made a commitment to improving their offensive line via the NFL draft. They did that by selecting Washington offensive tackle Troy Fautanu in the first round, West Virginia center Zach Frazier in the second, and guard Mason McCormick in the fourth. For Frazier specifically, he's embracing the adjustment to pro ball here at Steelers OTAs.
It's been a great experience, just trying to get everything down, learn everything, get used to the cadences, all the mic points, stuff like that. Just trying to absorb as much information as quickly as possible.
Gelling with the new guys, I mean, you got Troy, you got Mason as well. What's it been like working with them and having, the other young people in the room with you as well is probably nice.
Yeah, we're all going through it together, which is nice. So we're all, going through the same things, and it's good to have those guys, and they're great guys to work with.
The rookies join a trio of returning linemen. Broderick Jones, Isaac Sayamalu, and Dan Moore Jr. are all back up front as well. Reporting at the UPMC Rooney Sports Complex on the South Side, Darren Zaslau, Fox 53. Coach Bird, I want to start with you. One of your players on your basketball team last year, Snezhana Serafimovska, is an ovarian cancer survivor. So you got to watch her fight that battle last year. She was also a patient honoree speaker at the Coaches versus Cancer tip-off reception. For you personally, what was it like seeing her fight that battle?
You talk about someone who showed incredible bravery.
Joining us today is someone who has not only made an impact here in Pittsburgh, but also over 4,000 miles away in his home country of Mali. Sewickley Academy basketball coach Al Tiero created a nonprofit organization called Gear Up Segu in 2015. The group collects basketball shoes, athletic equipment, food, and clothes for those in need in Segu. Coach Tiero, I know this organization means the absolute world to you. I want you to take us back in time to 2015. Why did you decide to create Gear Up Segu?
Gear Up Segu, the reason we created is we went through the same issue the kids going through now.
We can call the swimming pool your natural habitat, I feel like, or your home away from home. Tell us why swimming was what you wanted to base your fundraising efforts around. I know you swam at the University of Pittsburgh, so it's a sport that's been involved throughout your life.
Well, it is my natural habitat because I am a Pisces.
There you go.
But I swam my whole life.
Was there a moment in your life, maybe you were driving around the neighborhood, where you said, you know what, this is what the Best of the Batch Foundation needs to do? Was there anything that came up?
I think for me, it was a matter of trying to create something that would tire kids out so they just want to go home and go to sleep. And that was kind of like the original goal of it.
New Mount Lebanon head coach Mike Colodi is creating a new culture for the Blue Devils football team, and it's all based around building a bright future for the program. This year, Colodi implemented what he calls the Buddy Program, which pairs a high school football player with a youth football player in grades 1 through 6. And again, it's all about building friendships and brotherhood. Bell Vernon's Media Day in August was a day that Leopard's freshman wide receiver and defensive back, Braden Minahan, will never forget. His father, Army Sergeant Evan Minahan, surprised Braden and his younger brother, Dominic, on the field after 10 months of service in the Middle East. They took this beautiful, heartwarming picture to document the moment. Anthony Chickett's road to becoming the starting quarterback for Robert Morris was never easy.
One thing I've always said is that everything happens for a reason. You may wonder why this happens to me. You just have to keep pushing forward.
The 2020 Bethel Park alum was a 3-sport star for the Blackhawks. In 2019, Chickett was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma, a cancer of the lymphatic system which impacts the immune system.
I remember just one day I just went into my room and just broke down. And besides that, I don't think I cried again or anything, and it was kind of, is what it is. It happened, like, just got to get through it.
It was a battle he overcame not once, but twice. After countless rounds of chemotherapy and a stem cell transplant, Anthony is now cancer-free.
And the second time going through it was a lot harder because, obviously I had to do the stem cell transplant, that was terrible, being in the hospital for a month. That was probably the worst month of my life. And after that, I also had to do about a month of radiation. So that second time took a lot longer and it was a lot more mentally taxing on me for sure.
But Chickett's battle with adversity didn't stop there. In 2021, his mother Kelly passed away unexpectedly.
That was probably 100 times worse than anything I went through with cancer. And that was just heartbreaking. It was just unexpected.
Through it all, Anthony's strength has never wavered. He has since gone from walk-on to being named Robert Morris's starting quarterback last year.
It was awesome just being able to say that I was able to start at the Division I level, the highest level possible. And depending where I came from and what it took to get here, it meant everything. And the one game that stuck out the most was when we went and played Appalachian State last year. And 50,000 people, packed stadium, and you just walk out there and you see that, and it's unbelievable feeling that, you'll never forget the rest of your life. So it was awesome.
On September 26th at PNC Park, he'll be sharing his story as a patient honoree speaker at the Coaches vs. Cancer tip-off reception.
We were in the middle of a workout here, and my coach came and got me and said I needed to speak to Marty, and I was like, what did I do? Did I get in trouble or something? And he told me that, and I was like, oh yeah, 100% I'll do that. That's awesome. And yeah, it means a lot to speak at such a great event, and I'm excited for it.
An inspiration on and off the field. Wearing the number 16 from Bethel Park, Anthony Chickett. Reporting in Moon Township, Darren Zaslau, stealing the spotlight.